In this lesson, you will learn basic tools of Adobe After Effects and Media Encoder. So for this class, we're going to be learning a little bit more about Adobe After Effects and Media Encoder, and also seeing some basic animations and tools. And first, now we're going to start by installing the required plugins for After Effects, which we're going to use in the next lessons. So here I'm going to start by opening my browser. You can see here that I typed on Google Saber from Video Copilot for the first plugin, and also WebM plugin After Effects for our second plugin. So here I'm going to start by installing Saber. You can go ahead and click on this first link here, which says new plugin Saber now available. Make sure it is from this website here. Then what you want to do is scroll down and click download plugin for After Effects. Download Windows if you're using Windows, or download Apple if you're using a Mac OS platform. So here I'm going to go ahead and click download Windows. Then we have downloaded file here. Open the installer, the application. So it will say that this app will make changes to your device, to your computer. Go ahead and click yes. This installer will pop up, which says this will install Saber, then this version on your computer. It is recommended that you close all other applications before continuing. So then go ahead and click next. Click next. Then make sure this is located in your After Effects plugins folder. Click next, and then Saber for After Effects was successfully installed. Then click finish. Go ahead and type WebM plugin After Effects for our second plugin. Make sure you're clicking on this one from FNord, this website. Go ahead, click on this link. And then here, download Windows or download Mac. Then choose the platform that you want to install and follow the instructions. Pretty much the same thing as this one that we just downloaded. So here I already have on my computer. I won't be installing now. I'm gonna go ahead and minimize this tab and open my After Effects so I can show you how the plugins work, and also how to do some basic animations, some notions that you need to have before we actually start animating our package. So here, once you have After Effects open, go ahead and click New Project, then go New Composition, and then here I'm going to create a 920 by 1080 composition and keep to 24 frame rate, and the duration, I'm going to create a 10-second composition. So here we have 10 seconds of composition and a 920 by 1080 canvas here. I'm going to be showing you how to do basic animations with keyframes, basically position, rotation, scale, this kind of animation, and also how to smooth keyframes and use easy ease in the graph editor. I'm actually going to go and create a square. You can do this by selecting this rectangle tool here, pressing Q, and press Shift and drag to create a square. So here we have one right here, a rectangle. Let me make sure to create a white square here so you can see. Click here, fill, and choose the color you want. So here we have our shape layer. And with this, I'm going to be showing you how to do some basic animations. You can see that the anchor point is located to the right. You want to make sure this is to the center of our square. So you can press Control and double click this tool here, and it will be aligned to the center of our square. So basically what this does is, you can see here, if you press S or open this arrow here, you can see the transform elements. You have position, scale, rotation, opacity, and the anchor point here. So basically this anchor point will guide where the animation is coming from. So if you have the anchor point located here, you can see the object will scale from there. And if you have your anchor point on the center of your object, it will scale from the center of your object. So make sure this is centered for now. So here you can see you have position. This is the x-axis, and the y-axis. You have scale, you have rotation, and you have opacity. You can also use keybinds by pressing P. You have the position, R for rotation, S for scale, and T for opacity. So here I'm going to go ahead and show a quick basic position animation. So I'm going to set a keyframe here, then move to 2 seconds or 2 frames and drag this to the right. And there we go. We have a basic position animation. This is very flat because if you go ahead, select the 2 keyframes and go to our graph editor, you'll see this is a straight line. So there's no change in speed for this animation. Here, if you press with the right click, you can see that this is a speed graph. So it shows how the speed is working. And here you can see that there are no speed changes. So this is basically a flat line. it keeps the same speed throughout the 2 seconds of the animation. But if we go select the 2 keyframes and press F9 or right click keyframe assistant in easy ease, you can see that now we changed this graph to a curve, which means that this will start slower. Then here the speed will increase and then end slower. If you press play, this is how the animation is now. You can choose this keyframe here, for example, and drag this to your left, which will increase the influence. And basically what this does is it will start slower and increase the speed faster. Then it will end slower than before. This is how our animation is now. So compared to before, you go ahead, let me change this keyframe assistant. So here, this is how it was before. And then if we do that again, so let me increase the influence, this is how it looks now. It is very important that you go ahead, try to create some objects and mess around with this basic keyframe animations. Try some position animations, try and mess around with the graph editor, find the speed that you want, try and find some different animations that you can do. For example, this is another option. It starts slower and then increases the speed. So go ahead and try doing some objects and messing around with the animation, the graph editor, because this is something that we're going to be using a lot when animating our stream packages. For example, you can also see that you can do basically the same thing but with rotation now. Here I set a keyframe in the start of our composition, and then here 2 frames, I'm gonna go ahead and rotate it 90 degrees. Now we have this animation here. You can see that it's very flat, the rotation, so I'm gonna do the same thing. Press F9 to create this easy ease, and then adjust our graph editor here for the speed curve. So go ahead and do the same thing here, and this is how it looks now. So much better, right? You can also go and mess around just so you can find whatever looks best for you. So here, if you press U in your keyboard, you can see all the keyframes that you have set. And then if you select all of them and go to the graph editor, you'll see your lines here in the graph. So this is very important. Make sure you're comfortable with this. You try and mess around with different objects, transform elements here. So try scaling, moving position, rotation, and try some different things so you can have a basic notion of how this works. This is what I wanted to show you for basic animations with keyframes and native After Effects elements here. I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to use effects. Here I'm using a custom workspace, this standard workspace. You can use whichever works best for you here. So you have the default workspace, which is basically like this. You can start using this because it has everything that you might need. So here you have a line. I usually use this a lot. You can work with any workspace that you like, but make sure you have everything you need to do the animations. What we're going to be using now is the effects and presets. So here, clicking the effects and presets, it takes a while to load all the effects, but here, there we go. Should be good now. One effect that I want to show you is the turbulent displace. I usually use this a lot in my work because, as you can see, it's a distort animation effect. So if you drag this to our shape layer, basically what it does is it distorts our shape. So here you can mess around with the amount of the distortion. You can mess around with the size. So make sure you use this creatively. You can have fun with it. See what works best for you. So this is very good for animating fluids, for example, or things that need to have this distortion. It will look very real if you use this effect. So here you can also mess around with the evolution. For example, if I set this to 0 here, and then in 5 seconds set this to 2, you can see that here you can use the evolution to keep animating the turbulent effect. Make sure that you know how to loop effects, cycle effects as well, because for our 10-second stream package animation, you will need to make sure everything is in a perfect loop so you can see when it starts and when it ends. Here, for example, I'm going to be trimming my composition to 5 seconds. And then here for this effect, you can see that if I go to evolution options and click cycle evolution, here, since we have a keyframe, our evolution is set to 2. We're going to cycle this evolution to 2 cycles. And then here, just so you can see how it loops, I'm going to delete these keyframes. You can see that this makes a perfect loop. So here, 5 seconds, and you can see it's seamless. You can't see where it starts and where it ends, and this is what we want. you'll see that I will be using this a lot when animating our stream package. So just here real quick, I want to show you the saber effect that we just downloaded and installed. So here I'm going to go ahead and create a black solid and type saber here in effects. You can see that you have the video copilot saber here. Go ahead and drag and you can see it creates this Star Wars saber-like effect, which is also really useful to create a glow effect, something that will help your package stand out. And here you can see that you already have some presets. So for example, you can go ahead and try different presets and find what you like. So we're going to be using this and experimenting with it more in our next lessons, in which we are going to be actually animating our package. And now the last thing that I wanted to show is how to use Media Encoder to export, and basically how you're going to be using the .webm plugin. And there we go. Once you have a file here, you can go ahead. I'm just going to use, for example, I'm going to render a 2 seconds saber effect here just so you can see how it works. So press Ctrl M and your composition will be added to the render queue. And I'm going to render this to my desktop, comp 1 and QuickTime RGB, because we don't need alpha. If you need the alpha channel, the transparency, you can click this here. We're going to be using this for a webcam, for example. So here, RGB, QuickTime, go ahead and click OK. I'm going to be rendering this real quick. All right, there we go. And then here on the Media Encoder software, drag the comp 1. So now to use the .webm plugin, click here and change to WebM. And here I already have a preset for WebM plus alpha, but you can go ahead and choose and create different presets if you like. I'm going to show you when we're actually exporting our animation. I'm going to be showing you how this works and how to customize. But basically this is how you see your plugin is installed. You can see how to use it and all the presets. Now that you know the fundamental tools of each software and basic notions of design, you will begin the production process.